Toolkit. Thank you for joining us for tonight's session. We're going to show you a framework of small business marketing that will help you recognize the various things you should be thinking about as you develop your own marketing plan. So we all know that marketing has changed quite a bit over the last 10 years with the entrance of social media and email marketing and all of those other great and inexpensive tools out there. So with so many options and so many potential clients and customers that are now reachable for you online, it makes sense to have some basic understanding of the kinds of tools you might need to do well. So that's what this session is about today. We're going to talk about building your marketing toolkit and how to grow your business. My name is Danna Crawford, and I am an authorized local expert and a solutions provider with Constant Contact. Here is my email, so I make it very easy for you to contact me. I've been with Constant Contact since about 2007, and I'm based in Ocala, Florida. And again, here is my contact information. If you want to reach out following this session, you can send me an email, find me on Facebook, and reach out on Twitter. So let me just take a moment to explain what Constant Contact is for those of you that are here that might not be familiar. Constant Contact is a do-it-yourself online marketing system you can use to create and manage campaigns. The company is best known for their email marketing tools. It's easy to create and send mass emails like newsletters and announcements, updates. You can run special promotions or offers just like a local deal using Constant Contact, and it's better than Groupon. You can build online surveys and create feedback forms for your website or for anything really. And you can promote and manage your events using Constant Contact with registration tools, accepting payments, sending out invitations, all in one place. And it's all built on top of a really good contact database, so you can load all of your contacts, your customers, your stakeholders, volunteers, staff, your board, whatever list you're keeping in various spreadsheets or in your Outlook or Yahoo folders or Gmail can be loaded and organized very easily into Constant Contact, so that your people and your marketing campaigns are all together in one spot. Oh, and it costs most people between $20 to $75 a month to manage it all. It just depends on your list. So I just want to make sure that you know that I encourage you to talk to me after the presentation. If you need a phone call, you can contact me. I do offer free coaching. And with all that, let's get started on to the next session. So we're here for, what we already talked about, marketing and how it's changed, but we're going to talk a bit more about how some core elements have shifted, and your thinking and your marketing efforts should be shifted as well. And next we're going to talk about where your marketing starts with goals and objectives. Without those, you're just throwing darts in the dark. Then we're going to lay out a framework for you that will help you see the breadth of marketing activities that you should be thinking of. We're not going to tell you that you need to be doing every one of these things right now, but after we show this to you, you'll have a better sense of all the elements of marketing that are important to a small business or organization. And finally, we'll give you something to keep in mind as you get going with your own efforts or as you revisit the plans and strategies you already have in place. And we will have a Q&A at the end. So first, we're going to talk about marketing for today. With today's tools and with today's consumers and today's business climate, this is where it's you just have to consider all of the things that are available for us. It's been a hard few years for many people, I understand, but this should open up the door for you moving forward. So we all know the world as we know is changing, and I want to get a sense of where everybody is online marketing right now. So I want you to just think about this. I'm kind of thrown off guard because I'm not standing in front of an audience. Usually I do this at the chamber or in front of an audience, so I have to skip over my questions when I say, let me see a show of hands. So if you're on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, usually I ask how many people are on there, and then how many people are on Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. And the thing is, how many people have checked your email today? And everyone usually raises their hand because everybody in the room has checked their emails. So, but it's important to point out that many of you are all on the same channel. So some are checking Facebook, some are checking YouTube, but all of you are using email. So email remains to be the best way to reach people directly. And we're going to talk a lot about how to reach through other channels like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter today. But always remember that at the core of all of its relationship you build with your clients, your customers, your followers, and having their email addresses will help you manage and nurture that relationship in a big way. I want to give you a simple definition or framework for what marketing really is. You already know generally what it is, but when I say the word marketing, I mean something very specific, and it's important that we're on the same page. So my definition of marketing has three simple parts. You define an audience, which is a group of people that you want to target, and you reach out to them with a message that is specific to that audience, and you seek to get a physical and measurable response, a click, a reply, a call, a purchase, a referral. Those are all actions that represent a decision made by a human to react to your message. So keep this in mind as we discuss marketing and marketing campaigns and the ways to deliver the most effective campaigns. You're doing these things because you want people, your customers, your campaigns, you want them, your donors, your supporters to do something. So here we have the something. You want them to click or download. You want them to come into your store. You want to schedule a session, make a donation, or have a call. But you want to get them all to do something. So that's your call to action. So as I said before, marketing has changed. So some of the change is obvious, but I want to talk briefly about one of the subtle changes that affects you and your ability to grow your business using all of the new online tools. That's a basic shift in the way you may find and keep your customers with today's climate, today's business climate. So look at this model. It's a typical sales funnel using traditional marketing methods, things like print ads, radio, television, direct mail. This model is all about your reach, reaching out to find new customers. It's bigger at the top, which is where you spend a lot of your time and money and energy, and it makes sense. So now when you look to the right, this is what new marketing tools have done to the funnel. When you begin to use the new marketing tools like email marketing and Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, events, surveys, you reach to people you already know. On the left, the funnel is all about reaching out to strangers. New marketing is about reaching out to people that already know you. You reach out on a regular basis with information and offers that are relevant to your contact. And it turns out that if you do it right, and after today's session, you should have a pretty good idea about how to do this. You will actually begin to convert more people than you are reaching out to because of the forward button and the social sharing link. You grow your base, your business, through repeat business and referrals. At the end of this marketing day, turns out you keep a lot more of your existing customers, so you don't need as many strangers, and it costs less, and it takes less time and energy. This is called flipping the funnel, and it's a fundamental change in the way most small business owners think about their marketing, but it works. We see it working every day. So let's just say that forward and share buttons are your new best friend. It's a single click, and your biggest fans can pick up the megaphone and tell others all about you, your products, or your services. I know you know what a forward button does, and you've seen share on Facebook, on Twitter. A share is called a retweet, and in email, there is the social bar. Any reputable email marketing service will provide this tool. This is what it looks like in Constant Contact at the top of an email. Let's see. Oops. So you can share it easily with all of their friends, and they can share it. And by the way, it helps if you ask them to click these buttons somewhere in your email. The more you click, the more you ask, the more they'll click. So more engagement, more reach, authentic and relevant reach to locals with like interest and economics. Good prospects for you. This is all about engagement. Let's talk about engagement marketing and how it helps you grow your business and gives you the ability to nurture relationships while reaching more people in an authentic way. So master this, and I promise you, you will see growth. Think about what we just laid out for you. WOW has always been, WOM has always been #1 way to get new customers. What has changed is that now these conversations are no longer happening just over the kitchen island or the back fence. They happen now. On Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, Pinterest, Instagram. That's been one of the great shifts in recent years. These conversations are now happening online. When they happen online, that changes everything. Not only are two people having conversation, now tens, hundreds, even thousands of other people are eavesdropping on the conversation. So think about yourself. You may not be an active part of every conversation you see online, but you're certainly seeing them. This eavesdropping is important because the advent of social networks has made it incredibly easy for us consumers and business people to see these reviews and recommendations, whether they're soliciting them directly or just looking at the conversation that has already been happening. Another way to look at this gets us down to brass tacks and starting with an element of your current revenue mix. So approximately 90% of your business comes from current and returning customers. 90% is roughly typical of most established businesses for repeat sales. So that means 10% of your business is new business. So let's break this down a little bit. What we hear from the businesses we talk to is that in a lot of cases, as much as 90% of their new business comes from word of mouth referrals, which means that approximately 10% of their new business comes from brand new prospects. So let's put this back in the context of your overall efforts. For those keeping track, that means that of the total pie we started with, 90% is focused on current customers. About 9% is focused on those word-of-mouth referrals, and only 1% of business is coming from brand new prospects. I also suspect that if we chartered the time, effort, and money you spend on those groups, that we find that the majority of your focus is on that small group of brand new prospects. So does that seem out of balance for your business? What we're going to talk about today is a solution to that imbalance will get you focused on the 99%. Engagement marketing to grow the other 99%. This is important because at the end of the day, focusing on the 99% will allow you to accelerate your repeat business from your current customers and create raving fans. It will accelerate the word of mouth that those customers share, and it will accelerate your ability to attract that 1% of your business that comes from brand new prospects. It will drive more revenue and new customers, and it does that through two simple ideas. Let's walk through the engagement cycle and apply it to our real life. So you have a business, whether it's a brick and mortar place or an office or even a virtual, it's an online, no matter what it is, it could be an eBay store, this is your business. So people come and they do business with you and they have a great wow experience with you. We all know they are going to tell 2 friends or 11 friends or whatever it is. It could be a bad experience. The same is true in reverse. While they are still in your store or place of business or soon after you have interaction, you should entice them to stay in touch. Ask them to join your croissant of the month club, or tell them your email subscribers, they'll get 10% off every time. However you want to do it, get the digits. Engage, send emails, post on Facebook, tweet, make it human, make it real, be yourself. Also, make sure you're giving them ways to tell friends easily with the social share bar by asking. Those people come back. Did you know that a repeat customer spends on an average of 67% more than a new one? They bring friends. People learn about you on social media through continued engagement. And new customers arrive on their own or with those happy, engaged customers. Now you have another chance to deliver a wow experience and to keep the cycle going. This grows over time. It starts smallish, but it begins to take hold, and you realize that you know your customers. You're authentically engaging with them. That drives more people to your place. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, right? Like cheers. And you can do this, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time or money. So let's keep talking, and I'll go over how in a bit. So you have an advantage. One of the best things I can tell you is that as a small business or nonprofit, you actually have an advantage over big business in this new era of marketing. It is specific to your use of email and social media marketing. You have an advantage because you can be in the face, you are the face of the company, the person people associate with that businesses or organizations. You can be your authentic self. Best Buy cannot do that. Pepsi cannot do that. Today we're going to talk about some of the ways you can leverage this advantage and also take some of the mystery out of online marketing strategies and how email and social media can help you grow your business. We just talked about some of the core ideas that underline our understanding of what marketing is all about. So let's jump into talking about how you can set your direction. Let's talk about what a campaign is and how easy it can be to run a campaign. First, let's talk about campaign. What does that word really mean? Very simply, there are two parts to a campaign. First, you push out some sort of content to your followers or your supporters. We're going to push out that content. And then second, you hope to pull some sort of a response from them. You want them to read, forward, or share what you sent. Show up, call, attend. You want them to take an action of some sort. So think about a campaign in terms of push-pull. And more importantly, do not think about it just putting an offer out there and making the sale. In this new marketing world, it's more like a conversation, which leads itself to the advantage we talked about that you have over big business. As a small company, you could engage in a conversation that feels, and in fact is, much less like a sales gimmick and more like a nurturing relationship. If you're doing it right, it will seem like that from both sides of that conversation. This is a campaign, or what is a campaign? A campaign is something you push out through email or social media, any channel, really, and then try to pull a response. So let's look closer at some types of campaign. Updates and announcements, newsletters. You might push these out to keep your members aware of what's going on, to try to make sure they know about special events coming up, to keep them in the loop. You might pull from them a response to a survey or an event or a volunteer to something. Special deals, offers, promotions, you might push these out to give a discount to, an incentive, to entice customers to come back, to ask them and to invite a friend for a special offer. You push out all of these on all channels. Events, announcements, you have online surveys, feedback forms. You push these out through various channels, email and social, to get feedback about anything. These are all different types of campaigns that are easy to run and measure. You push out to get people to sign up and show up. And this is how I get my eBay workshop filled to the brim, is by pushing out all of these events and make it easy for them to sign up. Now, newsletters and announcements are most often sent by email, but they can be shared easily via social media using the simple share. And you can also encourage others to share your email throughout the social site. So make sure your logo is at the top center or left, and that the name of your company is also near the top in the text, because so many people have images turned off. So keep it short and simple. No one wants a long email from anyone else. Newsletters often serve as a catch-all for orgs, but if you want them to read it, you need to keep it short. Use read more links, so you could just have teasers instead of whole articles. And add your own social links too, so people can find you on all of the social sites. Send by email, share on social, include your social sharing. Let others share. You can see that it has the like button, making it easy for everyone to share it. Here's a recap. And also keep your items above the scroll. Add your own social links at the bottom. Keep it clean. Special offers and deals. When you want to do a promotion that involves a special offer or deal, you want to push it out through the email channel as well as posting it or sharing it on social media. You can entice people to share the deal with others by making special additional offer to those that share, or just by asking. You can collect money. It's a good idea to have that available if there's, you can have them click to buy it now, and then you can track it all. You can track everything using Constant Contact. It makes it really easy using a service like Constant Contact. There's others, of course. Some services will not give you access to the contact information of people who have purchased your deal. So those are your customers. You should be allowed to know who they are. And you can also manage redemption. And as always, include your own links to your social media so that they can find you and follow. Now, surveys and polls. Creating a survey or a feedback form can be simple and so important. If you want to encourage a lot of people to provide feedback, you should push this kind of campaign using email and social media. You can also post a link to your survey on your website. And think about this, even if you don't need to do a big survey, a single question survey can serve as your feedback loop online. Post a link that says feedback and have it go to a survey that asks who they are, optional. And just say, please share your feedback with an open-ended question, and you'll be surprised at what people send in. Make sure that you brand your survey with your logo for consistency and recognition. And also, you don't want to ask too many questions. Nobody wants to answer a lot of them, and if they see there are too many, they will likely abandon the survey. I tend to leave those that have too many questions. Actually, what I like to do is send the survey to myself and then see how long it takes to fill it out, and then go back and say, survey only takes 3 minutes or whatever. If you're going to bother to do a survey, you should really listen to the feedback your customers or members provide. It doesn't mean that you should change everything you do based on your feedback from 1 or 2 people, but if you see a trend or if someone makes a good point, you should consider adjusting it. You'll have a fan for life if you listen and respond to feedback and surveys. This is an example of an event invitation campaign, and you should push this using email and social media. Use all of the tips I provided in the newsletter update campaign, but add these different additional notes as well. Keep the details, the when, where, what, very clear, easy to read, and simple. You should also create a home page for your event. Constant Contact makes this easy, and it's included in many cases, and having a place to add details and fine print makes promoting your event with email invites really easy. And make the RSVP link or registration link very easy to find and easy to click. Remember the rule of thumb: if they cannot easily click it with their thumb from a cell phone, and if it's not above the scroll line, they may not click it on impulse. You should manage everything online so it's more efficient, easy to manage sign-ups, accept payments, and even check in at the door the day of the event if they have it all set up. And that makes it also easy when you can manage it all in one place, and you don't have to be techie. So another example. Okay, so goals. With all of your pushing and pulling to run campaigns, it's important to have an idea of your goal. So here we're looking at some general goals. General goals for your marketing are something that we all have. And they are fairly standard across the board for all businesses or nonprofit organizations. You're in business to do something, and at the highest level, that's what these are. Another way to think about these is that they are 30,000-foot view of marketing, very much part of your marketing strategy. But what we're here to do today is come down a bit and get more specific. All businesses have goals, and across all of the business organizations in this room, there are likely to be some higher goals. Marketing goals, we've all been there. But what is really more helpful when you're planning your marketing is to think in terms of objectives, which will require you to get much more specific. So look at some of the examples of the objectives you want to set for a specific marketing effort. You might want to drive donations this month, deliver content to a trade show, fill seats on a Saturday. You may be able to juggle more than one of the objectives at a time, but for today's session, let's focus on just choose one. Working with one objective at a time can make it easier to ensure that you're getting the most out of the steps we're going to be outlining later as we discuss campaigns and channels. It also makes it easier for people you're targeting to take action and help you actually get the results you want. Now, what you need to do is consider 3 questions that will help you take the emotion out of setting your objectives. Will achieving this objective help my business grow? That's the first question. The second, is this objective attainable? And the third, how will I measure it, or will my progress be towards it? Now remember, you will get a copy of this presentation. So things you need to know. As we mentioned at the start, marketing just isn't advertisements or the emails you send. It's more than just one concept. In fact, there is an entire continuation of ideas and activities to focus on, which brings us to the 4 pillars. You can do this. There are tools out there to make it easier, like Constant Contact, and we're going to go over some simple ways to help you use less time, money, and energy running your marketing. Start right where you are. This is not something that you all have to do at once. Start with email and maybe one social media site. Next, you think about adding another social network like Twitter, then maybe a blog, and start offering deals and promotions. Next, you could think about how your communication and marketing works across multiple platforms, which means mobile, tablets, desktops, etc. And you could add events to your marketing mix. They work for all sorts of businesses. And finally, you want to have more of a social presence. But start small and start where you are and build in a way that makes sense for your business. You don't have to write something new every day, by the way. Take the pressure off yourself and keep it simple, very simple. You can use content more than once on various channels. So here's an example of this from the Boys and Girls Club in Austin, Texas. They have a press release. Posted this piece on their website, and then a notice in their newsletter. So they posted several times on Twitter and quotes from throughout the notice and also on Facebook. And you can do this too. So you just repurpose from that first original post and then take clips and repurpose it. So quick note while I have your attention. Obviously, a lot of people have cell phones, but most of them, well, I know they're with you right now. We cannot forget that it's important for your emails and social media posts. All of the campaigns you send through any channel need to look good and function properly on a mobile device, on a cell phone, or a tablet. That stat is always growing, but at last check, it was more than 50% of email currently is opened on a mobile device. So try to remember that as we talk today. The big message here is less is more, 50%. Less is more. Keep that in mind. Small business marketing isn't just about looking good. That's important. You want your campaigns to look professional. The colors should match your colors. The logo should match everywhere. Consistency matters. But at the heart of it all, really, it's about relationships. Delivering on the promise you make when someone engages with you. Measurable results. This will be an important part of your marketing, nurturing relationships, delivering on your promise, and getting measurable results. And that can all be seen from your dashboard. So you can take this all out for a spin. Those of you, I know there's some of you here that are not using the Constant Contact service. They do give you a free 60-day trial, but today I'm offering you when you sign up today, and I will pay for your first month. So the first, you have the $20 package, the $45, or the $195. Most people go with the $45 because you get so much more with it. And in this example, you can see that the basic gives you unlimited campaigns, but you don't get those plus campaigns, which is event marketing and all of the other things. Essential also gives you autoresponders, which is huge in my marketing. And I also do presentations on autoresponders and how wonderful that works. So get signed up today, and your first month will be free. I will reimburse you personally from my PayPal for your first month. Free coaching and invites to all of my educational webinars, along with Facebook Health and eBay. So take advantage of allowing me to be your personal coach. As I mentioned, the plans start at $20 a month. There's no contract with 100% money back guarantee. And you can, if you don't want to wait, just head to powersellingmom.constantcontact.com. And if you already have a Constant Contact account and you would like to be under my umbrella, I'd love to have you. Just send me an email and let me know that you already are with Constant Contact. And then those of you that are on Facebook, can come over and be a part of my Facebook group. This is a screenshot of when it was new, and it is facebook.com/groups/ConstantContact1. And we have, well, this webinar will be posted there. And in that group, you can ask questions. Sorry, I got to get a drink. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. We're going to go to Q&A. Again, my name is Danna Crawford. I am a certified business consultant trained by eBay. I've been an eBay seller for 18 years, and it is my life, and it's where my business began. And then I became a local expert authorized by Constant Contact in 2007. And they actually contacted me because I was already using the service and I was doing so well with it, and they knew that I was doing public speaking, so they contacted me to see if I would be interested in partnering with them. And of course, I only promote what I believe in. So I'm going to stop the recording. Again, thank you, and here is all of my contact information. Those watching in the archive, this offer still stands for you as well.